the chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
Oh my God, are you seeing this shit, bro? Tesla closed at $695. What the hell is going on?
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
Now with IBM getting in here, I think it's just going to come more to the forefront, and people are going to get more and more eyeballs on Salesforce. Should see a really nice move.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
We got D's nuts in the crew. Every
Hell
crew
yeah.
needs D's nuts. You know what D's nuts' #1 holding is? Big C.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. That is Fat Man Zoom. And man, the stock market this week and last week, just really the whole month of January, all of 2021 so far has just not disappointed. Folks, there's just more drama coming on. We have Hindenburg shitting all over Clover Health. We got Apple and the iCar, or whatever you want to call it. There's an EV coming with Apple and the company in which they're partnering with. Doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but we'll talk about that. Also, we have earnings to talk about. Penn National, Peloton, Fat Man Zoom. Anything I'm missing?
Yeah. So first and foremost, well, we gotta figure out why Fiverr went off. A bunch of stuff went off.
Oh my God, so much stuff went off.
But yeah, I mean, I really want to talk about Hindenburg. That's what I care about. But first, let me shout out our starting 5 for the first 5 comments. We got Primetime DJs, John Shipley, Cindy Quintana, Rudy Brown, and Jorge Gonzalez. Thanks for being our starting 5. And I also need to recognize we got some donations this week on the website,
and
so I want to show up.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got $250 worth of donations this week. So shout out to Donna Lindsay, Ema, Love 69er, AOL something, and Devin Swanson. We appreciate you guys. So we obviously have people who donate in YouTube. That's great. But also you can donate on our website, which is onthechaos.com. And so we have a bunch of our Chaos crew that donated there. So thank you guys. I wanted to make sure I recognize you all because we do appreciate it.
Yep.
And it goes towards, reinvesting in the studio and making this channel better.
Absolutely. We can't thank you guys enough. It's because of your donations and folks who are in the Chaos crew that have made this whole studio possible and really just keeps this channel going. So we thank you guys so much for that. That is awesome stuff. So, Hindenburg. Some crazy stuff going on with Clover Health. This was a stock we actually put on our best stocks to watch at under $20 just last night. And then Hindenburg comes in and puts out a hit piece on Clover Health and how they think that this is a sell or it belongs on the short side of things. And the part that cracks me up, if you guys don't know who Hindenburg is, they're basically like a Citron. And if you guys have seen how they got smashed by GameStop, they're a well-known company for shorting stocks. And so Hindenburg comes out with this piece basically labeling all the crappy things that are going on with Clover. Some of them are suspect as far as truth is concerned. And the part that got me was that they put this out, and then they themselves are not even shorting it. They don't have a position on Clover.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, which is ridiculous.
Yeah. I'm trying to be more calm in life. Yeah, I've been fired up.
Been very passionate over the last couple of
live
days.
streams and videos. So I just think I need to take it down a notch.
Yeah.
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, but I'll try to take this step at a time. All right. I'm actually interested in watching this because I'm afraid for these companies that try to put out these hit pieces.
Yeah.
And so as an investor, I like it. I mean, I don't like it. But as an investor, I viewed it as an opportunity. So I know you got into it. I added to it in my long term. I started a position in my short term. It looks like it's settling out pretty nicely, so it remains to be seen. Yep. I don't know I know that Clover said on Twitter that they were preparing sort of a response. I didn't see yet the formal response, but if it isn't out, it should be out today before the market closes.
Yeah.
But
I'll look that up.
But they are going to respond to it. Overall, my general sentiments are if you value this company, I'm a big Chamath fan. Everybody knows that. I think you should still take it seriously. I mean, it moved the stock, and I wouldn't just blindly add on to this and be like, okay, in Chamath we trust, but we do trust Chamath. So you need to take it seriously, but I didn't feel like there was any justification. And my mind went to the first thought. I watched an interview, or it was on the All In podcast. I don't know if you listened.
Yeah.
If you remember when he talked about his SoFi investment, and they specifically mentioned how he had there were some issues historically with SoFi. It was before he became a part of it.
Right.
And he was like, well, I've addressed those issues. So on one hand, I'm going to this place where I'm like, bro, why are you investing in companies that have these like shady situations?
Right.
If this is true. But on the other hand, how different is that for me, where like, if it's a good business that's undervalued and you've cleaned house, that looks like an opportunity. Right. So who are you? You found an opportunity, you cleaned house, you're owning up to it. And I'm hoping that Chamath sort of follows his traditional path, which is he's been straight up, he's been honest, he hasn't shied away from anything. Right. So I expect him to be the same way with this, and I expect us to get a sense of where we're at. He doesn't strike me as the type of person that has these like backdoor dealings or shadiness that he doesn't disclose. He knows better than that, I would imagine.
Yeah, that was one of the key points that was in the Hindenburg report about some potential illegal kickbacks that the Department of Justice was potentially investigating. No confirmation as to whether or not that's actually going to be taking place, which is just provides even more speculation, and not sure what the deal is, what motivated Hindenburg to actually put this out, especially since they're not even shorting it themselves. Makes no sense. But nevertheless, like you were saying, I think this is a really great opportunity. I actually ended up scooping this up at $12.44 after it kind of settled down, and try to at least consolidate some. And it looks like, if I'm looking at the chart here now, I mean, the bottom of his absolute bottom was at $11.86, and it's maintained above $12, around $12.30 since the initial reaction. So I'm cool with where I got it at $12.44. I mean, we've talked about how Clover belongs to be, or should be well above $20 a share. So if it does end up moving that way, and if it requires a little bit of patience, so be it. But man, I think $20 is more than reasonable for a company like this.
And I wonder if this is the investigation is the reason why it hasn't moved, because we've been surprised, and it's been on our watch list for some time now.
Yeah.
We're like, how does this merger happen and we're still not at $20 anyway? So it's an investigation.
Yeah.
It's not something like you should care about it, but until we hear that there's something formal, it is what it is to me. Now, I think the timing for a company like this, I'd rather have it happen now, right when the merger happens, than a year from now when the stock's at $25, $30 and I'm holding on to it.
Right.
I don't know. I feel all right about this. IPOF actually moved down as well, which I looked at it. I doubled down on IPOF. I was half position.
I think that was a good
went
idea.
to full position size.
Yeah.
And it's now back in the green. It was down 2.5%.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So regardless of Clover, that was a buying opportunity for IPOF. We've been talking about that. And shout out to the crew, because I was really enjoying reading in the comments today.
Yep.
So we have a Discord channel for our Chaos Crew members. I was like I was just reading how it was a green day. We've had a couple of green days in a row. People were taking profits. People were, taking some profits, moving into Clover, moving into IPOF. And not that you have to, but it was just cool to see everybody playing out their strategies today, not just in these stocks, but overall. So kudos to you guys. It was pretty awesome to read.
It is pretty awesome. And I'm even seeing it in the comments here, which is awesome. There's a lot of people that are looking at this as a bargain. And some people brought up some good points that maybe Hindenburg was using this as a way to get in and buy it up at the bottom. So that could very well be it as well. But speaking of IPOF and some of the other IPO stocks, I texted you after hours last night, and IPOF went off the chain. It went crazy. It went all the way up to $18 a share. It was up 10% at one point after hours. IPOE started to move as well. Some of the other stuff that Chamath is involved in. And a lot of that, I think, nobody really has been able to make a clear determination as why this move was, but he did come out and say that he's not ready to become governor of California.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that actually played a role in it, because now Chamath won't have to worry about divesting in any things he's in. So I think people were actually upbeat and optimistic with that announcement.
Yeah, I was happy to hear it. We talked about that. Like, what does that mean for the company? And,
Yep.
and it's not Kathy Wood. Kathy Wood, not taking anything away from her, but she's just built a good team around her. Chamath is just straight smart.
Yeah.
And he's really smart at business. He's a great business mind. And if you take that away from the business, you just took away sort of your like biggest equity piece. Like that's the most important piece to the whole social capital puzzle. So
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, it's cool to talk about him running for governor, but from a business stock market perspective, we're better with him not being the governor than being the governor.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's definitely been a lot of other rumors flying around with IPOF. Some people are in here, and even saw this last night, talking about potentially Lucid, because CCIV has yet to have confirmed that Lucid's coming into their SPAC. I don't know if I really buy into that just yet. It would be awesome if that ends up being the case, but still, and my opinion on CCIV has remained that until we see some sort of confirmation, I'm not going to really subscribe to any kind of notion that it's actually going to be true. There's been a lot of people just trying to follow the breadcrumbs, but no confirmation on whether or not CCIV is indeed going to be Lucid. Same thing here. It's all hearsay. It's all rumor. We won't know until we know. So just wanted to kind of clear the air with that too, in case people had questions about Lucid coming into IPOF.
Well, speaking of rumors, speaking of EVs, that can transition nicely into Apple.
Yeah.
So it seems like there's more and more rumors coming out that this deal is coming close to being consummated. So that's Apple and Hyundai. Apparently, Apple's getting into the EV game, and we mentioned it last week when it first started coming out, when there were some rumblings about it. The more details that come out, it seems like it's a done deal. So if you don't know, there's a strategic partnership with Hyundai and Apple, planning on producing an EV, and I think it's 2024. And they're going to produce them out of the Kia warehouse, or not warehouse. What am I saying? The Kia factory in Georgia. So to me, the specifics seem like the rumor seems to be fairly true. And so this looks like it's going to happen. Now, it's not a done deal. Apple hasn't given an official statement as far as I know, but more articles came out this morning. So the stock was doing well this morning, looks good. That was one thing we wanted to touch on. Here's the thing. I will say the Hyundai partnership is growing on me. And the reason why it's growing on me, because I didn't like it at first. The more I thought about it was, like, as far as the partnership's concerned, it grows on me because you can look at a partner that has a strong brand and brands aligned, all that other stuff. But Hyundai has, and you're a car guy, so you know better than I do.
Yeah.
But I feel like Hyundai did a really good job of moving away from being just a shitty car.
Yes.
Like, I feel like it got better over time.
The Genesis was really what kind of like put them on the map.
So I might be thinking about the old Hyundai. So maybe they do produce a good car. The other thing is the reach and the scale. So if you're Apple, you could go to a really good brand, but they probably aren't producing at the level you need it to be. So a Hyundai does make sense in that way.
Yeah, it does. I think if to that argument, I think there's just, and maybe they just didn't want to entertain it with Apple. You know, that could very well have been the case. But I think I would have rather had seen them with something from a scale perspective, like a Toyota or Honda, or I mean, I mentioned this before, that I don't know if I've met one BMW owner that doesn't have an iPhone. I mean, maybe it was something along the European side too, but I think that a BMW argument actually goes against what you're saying as far as scale is concerned. So if I'm looking at scale, I think I'd probably would still rather go with like a stronger Asian vehicle company such as Toyota and Honda. But either way, I think this probably ends up working out. The thing that actually has me a little bit on the fence as to why is the timeline, I guess, that has me skeptical is the timeline. And don't get me wrong, if there's a company that's going to do this and do it well. It's going to be Apple. They're going to figure it out, especially from the tech side and everything else. But their timeline is like they don't expect to have anything on the road until 2024. And at what point, what does it look like? Like, where's Tesla going to be in 4 years, with their tech and the market share that they're going to be taking up? Is Hyundai / Apple going to be able to work their way into that market share, or are they still just going to constantly be chasing everybody else? I mean, it's not just Tesla either. We got GM and Ford that already has electric vehicles out. Ford actually came out in their earnings and said that their electric vehicles were selling like crazy. In their regular internal combustion engines were actually down in sales. So it's just interesting to see how it all played out. Will play out with the timeline and everything.
Yeah, that's a fair point. If you think about it, if you just speculate from a business perspective, I could see, and this is pure speculation, there's nothing behind what I'm about to say, but Toyota and Honda are strong brands, strong presence.
Yeah.
I bet, and knowing Apple, they want control.
Yeah.
And so this could be a mix of partly, hey, we're not going to let anything out that doesn't meet our expectations, or even like, we're going to make it right, and almost like believing in themselves a little bit, maybe too much as far as that's concerned. But from a negotiating and a leverage perspective, you have more leverage against a company like Hyundai than Toyota, who's like, we're already killing it. They would probably not give as much as like Hyundai, who's like, well, this may make us number one, right? Like this type of partnership may catapult us to another level. Either way, I do think an Asian-based partner does make sense. Some people might not want to hear that, but it makes sense on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
And if Apple's going to do well in the U.S. no matter what, doesn't matter who they partner with.
Yep.
You got to go after the Asian market. That's a huge opportunity. So Hyundai based out of South Korea makes sense to hopefully, I'm sure that's a huge piece for them is like, okay, well, if we do this, that's going to be a huge market for us, and go after somebody like Tesla, which I don't think they would go after them. I think they live together because Apple's not going to just become a car company. It's not going to that's not going to be their primary revenue driver. So, but it remains to be seen.
I see a Tesla versus Apple car or iCar or whatever debate, like a Apple or like an Apple iPhone versus Android debate going on later on in the future. Maybe our kids will be fighting over that later on down the line. But Team Tesla, just an FYI. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting just to see how it all goes out. Obviously, Apple has tech on their side; they have a shit ton of money to go to make this venture. So it'll be fun to kind of watch it all develop over the next few years and see what it looks like by the time it's all said and done.
Nice. So to clarify, Nate said something about being number two. Bro, I didn't see a comment from you on number two, so either something's messed up on my end, or you have to put a comment because I can't see who's here if you don't comment. Who is here first? But I want to get into, you want to go to Penn earnings next?
I was going to say earnings should be the next topic of conversation. If you guys are hanging out with us, we're going to be here through earnings. We have Peloton's earnings. Those are the biggest earnings that we're watching. Is there anything else after hours that we particularly had on the brain?
Hell yeah. What'd you say? You said Penn, right? You didn't say any of the after hours ones.
I said Peloton was after hours.
Oh, Peloton. Sorry. Pinterest and Snapchat.
That's right. Pinterest, Snapchat. Thank you. But Penn National had earnings this morning. And
how does it feel? You do that shit to me all the time.
I do. That's why I was laughing. But Penn had earnings this morning, and they missed by a ton.
Yeah.
It was tough to watch them miss like that, but their outlook was what everybody was interested in, and they have a really great outlook. 4 new casinos that they're looking to build, 2 in Pennsylvania, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And the outlook here, I think, is really, really good. They came out, basically said that they could very well be profitable mid-2021, and I think that's what got a lot of people excited. Back to being profitable, I should say, because they've been profitable.
You didn't get a chance to watch the Fat Man Zoom video, did you?
I did not.
Guys, go follow me on Twitter at Fat Man Zoom. You can follow Brad at Own the Chaos. I actually made a YouTube video. You can go there. I posted it. I tweeted it out. 12-minute video. I broke it down for you. So I did all the work. I listened to the call. I think it's more than that. That's definitely one thing. So here's the deal. Let's set it up. I'll sort of give you the Cliff Notes version of the video I did. So we'll scale this back a little bit.
Yeah.
They missed. Expected earnings, 21 cents a share. They came in at 7 cents a share. Horrible. Revenue, they missed. 1.09 billion. They came in at 1.03 billion. Missed slightly. Not good. The reason why, and I think I saw Rudy Brown say something about it. You guys get into this where you're like saying, oh, here we go again. Like when somebody beats, it goes down, and when they miss, it goes up. It's way more intricate than that. And for Chaos Crew members, you should already know this. So here's what happened. And I won't get into why things go up and down. We've said it so many times. They justified why it went down. And the reason that Jay Snowden, the CEO of Penn, said was we knew it was COVID. It's COVID. But he said leading up to COVID, leading up to the beginning of earnings, the previous quarter. So the beginning of the previous quarter, they were doing well. And things started opening back up. At that time, there was reclosures, right? So they closed down casinos again. They had been closed, they reopened, they closed again. Yeah. All right. That was not expected. So he said when they announced they were going to close again, at that point, they were projecting to beat forecast. So as an investor, the market says, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. It wasn't anything you did wrong. It was out of your control. So I believe they squashed the miss and they were like, there's justification. If they said, hey, we're just not having the people come in, this isn't looking good, that's a different story. But it was something out of their control that's really a non-issue or a very small issue. So if you take that away, then you could look at everything else in the earnings. And everything else was ridiculously bullish. Yeah. All the stuff we've said. 10 markets by the end of the year. He talked about the profitability. But it was more than just, I think the way it was said, an analyst asked about profitability. And he basically said, we can be profitable quicker than anybody else. And he said, if we wanted to, I believe we can be profitable in 2021. However, we are trying to open 10 markets, and we think the strategy is to more focus on the growth and establishing our market share, especially because some states were a little behind. Yeah. And we'd rather invest in that. And so we believe we should be break even this year. So he said, we should be break even, and next year will be profitability. And what I talked about in my video, without giving the whole video away, was that what we know is you give a vision, growth, great, break even looks good, and then we've seen this with companies. The quarter you announce you're profitable is a huge boost, so you want to be in before that happens. Right. So he talked about all the other bullish catalysts, and really, it's Barstool Sports. We know that. But I do want to give a couple numbers. Let me see if I can pull them off the top. The big numbers you guys might have seen tweeted were he compared Pennsylvania and Michigan. So for those of you who don't know, Barstool Bets was launched in Pennsylvania in September. So we have almost 5 months under our belt, essentially. They had, and I'm gonna get it close, maybe not exact, 78,000 people sign up in Pennsylvania and 300 million in handle from September to now, right? Yeah. Michigan. And so what you have to know about Pennsylvania was Pennsylvania, it had already been, DraftKings was already out, FanDuel was already out, so they had to play catch up. They had to convert people. Michigan had like 48,000 signups and $27 million in handle in 10 days. Right? Yeah. So I think it was actually 72 million in Pennsylvania. So you look at 72 million in 5 months, 72,000 in 5 months, and then 48,000 accounts in 10 days. What is Michigan going to look like in 5 months? To our thesis that we think they're going to end up being number one in Michigan. And if they are number one, they're going to, without a doubt, this is going to rocket ship. So that's what happened. And the last thing I'll say is the Barstool Sportsbooks, which we've been excited about as well. They didn't give specific data, but he did throw out their first 2 locations. They're already seeing a 25% increase in traffic to their locations from a younger demographic. IPOF's going off. Is that a cup and handle?
It's on its way.
You want to share that?
So the chat is lit right now because apparently some people took it as you saying that Kathy Wood was not smart because she's a woman. and we probably should just clear
They
the
said
air.
because she was a woman, I said she's not smart.
Yeah.
Because I didn't say she wasn't smart, and I definitely didn't acknowledge anything about her being a woman.
I know. That's why I don't understand, but I just want to clear the air because the chat is lit right now about it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
That's not what he said. And that's not what
Yeah.
he's like. That wasn't even set. That wasn't even a part of it. It was just, we were just talking about Chamath and his business acumen versus
yeah, I've talked about
Kathy
this
Wood's
before.
ability to evaluate businesses to invest in. It's two
Yeah.
different things. It's apples and oranges comparison.
Yeah, and I like Kathy Wood. Like, for all you guys that are just blind followers of Kathy Wood, I'm not saying that from a negative perspective. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous that anytime somebody ARK invests in something that you guys move, like, automatically buy it. It's that's a long-term losing strategy, in my opinion, because of a number of reasons that I won't get into.
Yeah.
But I talked about this before, grouping. So I like Kathy Wood. Now, let's also realize that she's not necessarily always the one making the decision. So when you say Kathy Wood bought something, that's like when you say Warren Buffett bought something because Berkshire Hathaway bought something.
Right.
Now, their overall philosophy, they're the CEO, the founder, that should be taken into account, but they're putting smart people into place. So I think there's two buckets here. I think they're the Kathy Woods and the Warren Buffetts who are really good leaders and can identify talent and also have an overall philosophy that they want to move towards.
Yeah.
And they hire the right people and they get the right businesses, right? And then I think there's great minds like that just don't think like other people think, that are generational minds that transcend like what we can think about. I put Elon, and this is going to be, I know they're going to get fired up. Elon Musk, the three people right now, Elon Musk, Dave Portnoy, and Chamath, for different reasons. I think that people look at Dave Portnoy on the surface, but I think he has one of the greatest marketing minds out there right now.
Yeah, he's the king of content.
Not just that, though. Not just king of content. Like, just the ability to market, like, and to put pieces in place and just to be smart as far as, like, getting other people to work for him.
Yeah.
I think he's top. I don't know who's better than him right now, and that's his ideas. I think Elon Musk, as far as just he's the smartest person in the room, whatever room he's in.
Right.
And as far as just he just knows everything. And then you have Chamath, who understands business more than anybody, more than most. I don't want to say anybody, but typically he's probably going to be the smartest business mind in the room. And so I don't think, I think that those guys are just so smart. And if they left their company, if Dave Portnoy left Barstool, if Elon left Tesla, if Chamath left social, like, the companies would still be okay, but they wouldn't be as good if the mind wasn't in there.
Buffett's out of Berkshire. Berkshire's going to still be Berkshire.
It will, yeah, for sure. So I hope I clarified that, and I do really like Kathy Wood. I love ARK, and if somebody was going to get into ARK ETFs, I think they make a lot of sense for a certain type of investor.
Yeah, I agree. All right, thanks for clearing the air.
Yeah, the hell with you. Not you, but you.
But anyways, IPOF is going off. It's back up over $16 a share. Not sure what's going on with that. I don't know if Chamath ended up tweeting out or whatever. Not sure what the deal is there.
What's that, the 5 minute?
Yeah, it's just I just had the 5 minute. I wanted to see what was going on intraday.
Are they seeing this or no?
No, we can look at that though. So this is the chart right now. We can look at on IPOF. As we were talking about Penn, it just decided to go the hell off for $14.90 all the way up to $16, and now cooling off a little bit. But man, it shot all the way up the 16.5.
Hell yeah.
Let me see what we got. But as I'm pulling this up, we can talk about Peloton real quick. Peloton has had a monster of a day as well. Has had a monster of a day. They have expected earnings per share. What was the expected earnings per share?
Oh, I can pull it up.
Anyway, they have earnings expected today after hours. It has made a monster run. This is on the watch list, not only for Stockwatch Sunday, but for our Chaos Crew folks as well. If you guys are interested in being part of the crew, hit that join button next to subscribe. You can get watch lists such as Peloton. We talked about Peloton being a buy at 140 and now sitting at 157. All-time highs of the day, or not all-time highs, high of the day. New high of the day. And this one, to be honest with you, I'm a little nervous about because of how much it's already run going
Yeah.
into the earnings call. But what were the expected earnings per share?
8 cents a share. I predicted 16 cents a share, so 100% beat. You predicted 27 cents a share.
Yeah.
So over a 200% beat. I agree. Somebody mentioned in the Chaos Crew, we put it on the watch list. I think it was like Monday, and they're like, Tuesday, they're like, yeah, it hasn't, what did they say? It hasn't run up like we thought it should, so should we be okay? And I was like, bro, just because first of all, you have Wednesday and all of Thursday,
right,
which didn't really do anything yesterday.
No.
Today it moved, so it still ran. But if you look at it since last earnings, what did I say? It was like a 47% run since last earnings. I would call that a move. Now, whether it's a day or two before, it remains like it really is. To me, it's negligible because the reality is since last earnings, you've had a 50% move.
Yep.
It should give you pause and actually, at the very least, want to take something off the table. That's just my thought.
I mean, it's up 7% just today.
I do plan on holding a little bit, though. I'm holding on.
Have you
to
sold
some.
any of it yet?
Yeah, I sold half my position.
So I haven't been in Peloton, but we everybody knows how bullish we've been on it. I'm actually waiting to get into Peloton until after earnings. So if you guys are not in this and trying to figure out what you should do, for me, I think that this probably ends up having a bit of a pullback. If it does, especially after earnings, that I would end up scooping this up at. Now, I could be completely wrong, and they end up coming in at 27 cents a share and have a crazy outlook, and they got wild ideas and plans for Precor and all that good stuff, and this thing goes crazy. So it's very much on the table. And we always know how earnings go. I mean, Penn National, for crying out loud, missed earnings a ton and ended up going up on outlooks and whatever else. The same thing could end up happening for Peloton. They might end up crushing earnings and then selling off. So who knows? But the scenarios are that I think that if they just come in and with earnings that everybody was expecting, that I think we probably could see some profit taking. If they come in and blow us away, though, then maybe we can expect this to continue into after hours trading. But either way, should be fun to watch. We're going to be here with you guys through earnings after the bell. So, and then we have Snapchat up next.
Yeah, but can I pause?
Yeah.
When I was talking about the Kathy Wood thing, and then I said, "Did you hear me say to hell with them?"
Yes.
When you were talking, I was thinking about Will Smith's monologue in Fresh Prince. Do you remember when his dad comes to see him?
Yeah,
and he teases out with him, and he was like, "You remember this?
Yes.
You want to go?
Yeah, we can.
You want to do it?
Yeah.
What?
I'm not going. No, I don't want to. But I know what you're talking about.
He said, I had my first date with him. I learned how to drive without him. I learned how to shave without him. I had 14 great birthdays without him. He never even said a damn card. To hell with him. Why don't he want me, man? Oh, my God. Sorry.
Oh, shit.
All right, that's it, guys. We'll see you later. Make sure you like, subscribe.
Have a good night.
14 great birthdays. Damn.
Somebody tell me they know that scene.
Oh my God! Everybody should know that scene. If you everybody should know that scene.
To hell with you if you don't know that scene.
That's going on my IG. I gotta redo that. I've been meaning to. Gets me every time. All right. Sorry. Go ahead.
Snapchat. Or no, you want to talk about Peloton?
No. I agree with you on Peloton. They got going into it. Everybody is expecting a huge beat.
Yeah.
So the demand is still high. Our Peloton bike ain't going to get here till end of March at best. So the bearish case is really they can't meet demand, and they've addressed that. So I'm not really worried about it. Or I guess service maybe. So I'm not worried about that.
Yeah.
But Snapchat. So, damn, why don't I have, you know what?
Snap's had a terrible day.
Really? Well, it's been moving. Can you pull out on that? Because I feel like
On the daily?
yeah, like the 4 hour of the daily, because they've had a great move.
Yeah.
But it is surprising that it is.
Hit all-time highs yesterday, having a red day today. And we talked about this. I don't remember what our earnings estimates were. This was on Stockwatch Sunday.
Yeah.
And I said that I thought that they were going to beat, and I thought they were going to be beat pretty handily. The reason being is because we saw how Facebook's was, and we felt as if, I think this probably ended up moving as a result of some of Facebook's earnings. We saw some of that from Pinterest as well. But the thing is that we've been so bullish on it with Snapchat, and we've talked about this since it was $20 a share. If you guys have been following us for any length of time, we've been talking about Snapchat since it was at $20. 2 quarters ago, we said that this is a screaming buy, especially because of their technology with the AR stuff, the augmented reality. I mean, the ability to be able to wear a Louis Vuitton bag or shoes or glasses or whatever and have it set as a filter for you so you can see it on yourself. Like, that is what sets Snapchat apart. And it's not the same old social media company like Twitter, Facebook, or what have you. They have a competitive advantage. I think that Facebook could try to come up with that, but I think they're almost too late at that point. So I think that Snapchat, that's one of the biggest things. And also the age of their users is incredible too. I think there was some insane statistic around 90% of people from 18 to 24 had Snapchat. So it's unbelievable. So this is why we like Snapchat a lot, Pinterest as well. But let's talk about Snapchat real quick.
Yeah, estimates were 7 cents a share. I had it at 8 cents. You had it at 10. I actually almost wanted to have them miss. 7 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but for them historically, I mean, before last quarter, it was always negative per share estimates. So I think this is sort of a tall order for them.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I agree with you. We've seen this before. Maybe even potentially we're going to see it with PayPal and Square. PayPal had a monster earnings this morning.
Yeah.
Triple growth, and like
that's crazy.
Square is
next week, I think,
is moving up potentially because of that. There's also the Bitcoin thing going on, but I think that because of PayPal earnings, people at Square looked at him like, wow, well, they're younger in their growth phase, so what is their growth going to look like?
Right.
So that move may potentially impact how it plays into earnings for Square, and I think the same thing with Snatch. When you have Snatch.
I'm sorry, what?
That was a Freudian slip. With Snapchat, Snatch.
Oh, God.
That's another shirt. We need the yellow so it looks like Snapchat, but it's Snatch. With Snapchat, you have a big player, the leading dog in Facebook, has monster earnings. Microsoft had great ad revenue. Google had great ad revenue. It's clear now that's starting to get baked in my opinion. So again, don't get upset if there's profit taking. Snap's got to do something beyond just ad revenue growth. And it's also still losing money.
Yeah.
So you can't ride hey, this is the new things this is what we're doing and we got young people growing. Like, that's already baked in. You got to give me something new.
Yep.
I do love how they are clearly going in a different direction than all the other companies. It's risky, but to me, that's the play. You got to separate yourselves from the other companies. So I love it,
especially given how big Twitter and Facebook are, and Snapchat is a little bit on the come up. So they got to do something to really separate themselves from those bigger players, and I think that they are doing that. Speaking of setting themselves apart, we also have Pinterest that has earnings after hours.
Most underrated social media company.
Yes. And this is another one we talked about at $20 a share. And then it went all the way up just this morning, actually after hours, at $80 a share. So if you guys were in any of these in April, May, when we were talking about them just being absolute stunners of buys, or screaming buys, I should say, these were it. It's so cool to see that people are catching on to this and just realizing how big it is. But even at $80 a share, Pinterest is still underrated. Yeah. What are their expectations? Do you know?
I just pulled them up. 32 cents a share, which is a big ass number.
Yeah.
So this will be their biggest quarter by far. I mean, their last quarter, they estimated 3 cents a share. It was their first positive quarter. Yeah. Oh, no, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I misspoke. But they estimated 3 cents a share. They came in at 13 cents a share. They had a 400% beat last quarter. They came in at 13 cents, and now they're projecting 32 cents.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to say 50 cents.
50 cents?
50 cents
Holy
a share.
Shit.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit nervous about this. I feel as if, I don't know, like this is like a Tesla situation in which analysts are almost getting to a point to where they're overhyping the company. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I will say that Pinterest over the last 6 months has done an incredible job at growing globally. And that was one of their biggest, I guess, reasons for this run up over the last 2 quarters. So if that comes in and they've been able to really kind of blow up abroad, then perhaps, yeah, we could see numbers like that. But if they haven't seen that kind of growth overseas, that might stunt them a little bit. So I am a little bit nervous here with Pinterest as well. But it is interesting to see that all of the socials are down today. So it may end up boding well for Pinterest and Snapchat for them to both be down. And if they come in and either just meet expectations or slightly exceed them, I think it still could potentially do well after hours. But the outlook for both of these has got to be phenomenal.
Yeah. And the brand loyalty with Pinterest is off the charts. Man, it's such a good company. And like, I don't think companies, as far as like spending money in marketing advertising on Pinterest, I don't think they've even scratched the surface on the opportunities. Again, another company that's taking a different route. So I like it. I like it a lot. We'll see how it evolves and how it continues to carve out a niche. And I think the key for them is to show growth younger demographic. Yeah. And also if they can adopt the male demographic. Because I think that that if they can capitalize off of getting more men to use it and to not and to view it as a media platform they should use. Yeah. I think that would put this thing, on the fast track. So good company. Yeah. I'm looking at this one and it's like, I don't even know where to buy this thing. I think both of these, Snapchat, both of them, just kind of wait, in my opinion, to see how they react after hours. Cause I just don't know where they're going to go from here. But either way, we think they have really strong earnings nevertheless. God, yeah. All that looks good. Are you still in Snap? Have you been in Snap since? No. I saw that. You finally got out? Yeah. Fat Man Zoom bought Snap at $20 a share. I got out at like 50 or something. It's crazy. Yeah, I took profit. So I wanted to talk about something a little bit different. Okay. That you guys know I hate. We're going to talk about something that Fat Man Zoom hates. This should set us up. Dogecoin. Oh, God, yeah. Dogecoin. And I wanted to get your thoughts on Elon's tweets. And tell everybody what happened, and then we'll talk about the tweet itself. So Dogecoin ended up selling off. If you guys don't know what Dogecoin is, it's essentially a meme crypto. It's not. It was never even intended to be anything. And actually, I have a friend of mine that I talked about. Peter Saddington. I've had him on the channel years ago, and he's just an incredible guy. Go look him up, Peter Saddington. He's on Twitter. He's all over Google. He was the first person in the world to buy a Lamborghini with Bitcoin, and he even used Dogecoin as a meme back then. They used to call him the Doge Lord. That was his thing. Yeah. It was just a whole joke. But then, fast forward to the last couple of weeks, people started buying up Dogecoin because of it really just kind of translated from the GameStop AMC stuff, because those were considered pretty much meme stocks at that point. And so then everybody started buying up Dogecoin. It ran up 800%, whatever. It started to sell off. It came down to 2 cents, 3 cents, something like that. Yeah. And then Elon starts tweeting about it. And then it just started to go the hell off. It looked to be dead in the water in my mind, and it was trying to hang on, but it looked like it was done. Yes. And the whole pump up on Twitter was Dogecoin to $1 or 10 cents, 10 cents or something. Something like that, yeah. I think it was actually Dogecoin to $1, something wild. Yeah. And I thought it was dead in the water, and then he tweets and just I'm just wondering, do you think he legitimately believes Dogecoin, the crypto of the people, or do you think he's just trolling? I gotta believe he's just trolling. I mean, first of all, Elon Musk is the king of the meme. Yeah.
Like the reason that people love him so much, or even like his Twitter account in general, is because he's Elon Musk, but like that's all he ever used to do was just like throw memes out before people started to really scrutinize him. And that's what people loved, started following him in the first place. So like this is just typical Elon. He literally created a meme of him in like The Lion King holding up a Doge puppy.
Yeah.
Like that was one of his tweets, which was hilarious. But I think that people actually started to take it seriously. And I don't think that I can't in my wildest dreams imagine that he actually believes this could be something.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. Like my thoughts are, I think he's trying to like add fuel to the fire on the meme movement and to like keep them engaged. And I think this is a stick it to the man type situation. For those that don't know, Tesla was one of those companies like Clover's experiencing right now.
Right.
I don't know if it's a perfect analogy, but basically a lot of companies tried to run a smear campaign on Tesla and take that stock to the ground. And actually Elon's been on record in saying is like, they came close. Like they barely survived. Right. And so I think he's got a grudge against those people. And I think that this is how it's manifesting itself. That's just my conspiracy theory. I don't think he cares about Dogecoin either way.
Right.
But I think that he sees a movement and he's just going to continue to fuel those guys, because that's also the big thing about Elon is the power of Tesla. The brand's great, but it doesn't matter what they sell. They can decide to drop things now and start a food truck company and they would crush it because their movement. Same thing with Barstool. Their community is where the power lies.
Right.
They built a community and now they can do whatever. So they have that following. He has captive audience. And I think that he's just doing that to kind of stick it back to the suits.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I see some people saying that Elon wouldn't say it if he wasn't serious about it, which is just not true. If you've followed his Twitter account for any length of time, that's just not true. I mean, really, and you look at it this way, people like when Dave Portnoy put millions of dollars into AMC, GME, and Nokia, like he lost $700,000 and it didn't blink an eye. But so he doesn't care. His philosophy he subscribes to is that if you buy it, you know what you're getting yourself into. And I'm sure that Elon has that same type of mentality. So that's probably what's going to be going on here.
Sean McElwee said, odds are Elon loads up on whatever he's about to tweet about. My question to you is, do you think
the richest man in the world cares about Dogecoin?
Do you think Elon has an investment in anything outside of his company?
I don't think so.
I don't think he does. I don't imagine I don't think he's like, yo, let me scoop up 1,000 shares of Dogecoin before this tweet.
Yeah, right.
I mean, or whatever, 10 million. The fact is, like, he can buy up companies if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can go to the OTCs.
I was just about to say, company. He could just buy the OTC.
Yeah.
Elon, if you're listening, come buy us up.
Or at the very least, buy up some CLOV and then tweet about it, friend.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah, so the conspiracies are fun, but you know, the reality is I don't think he's got any skin in the game for Doge. I think he's just having fun. And I think he gets joy out of like doing the fake out. Everybody's like, he promised he would stop tweeting for 2 days and now he's back.
Right. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, how do you take him seriously when he does that shit? 2 hours later, he's out tweeting again.
So I'm going to tie something else together, which is Clubhouse, and he had the interview on Clubhouse with Vlad. And it's not about that, but I want to tie it to Clubhouse. I want to talk about Clubhouse. So I recently just got put onto Clubhouse. I didn't know anything about it until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So I just got on it maybe a week ago. And I didn't realize. So for those of you that don't know Clubhouse is, and I'm going to try to do my best because I don't even really know what it is, but it's voice to chat. So voice groups. So you create groups, almost like a group me, but it's interest based. And you can do it between your friends or you can do it publicly. So you can create these interest groups. So it's like Meetup, not meetup.com, which is like interest meets up with Twitter, with Facebook groups or something like that. And so you can start your own groups, or you can just join these groups, and they'll have like topics. Like if we wanted to own the Chaos channel, we do stock investing, and you could set times to go live. So it's like a podcast.
Yeah.
But it has like a webinar feature. So if you just join it's invite only. But if you get invited to a chat, there's a moderator that can let you speak. So you can engage, right? So it's just a meetup area for people. But it's really popular. You are going to hear about it. You probably haven't heard about it because it's only for iPhone right now.
Oh, okay.
But Twitter, it's big. It's going to be really big. Twitter actually is testing out something similar called Twitter Circles, I think. And so I don't think anybody knows this, but Twitter Circles, they're beta testing it. Some people have it, some don't. I don't have it. I already tried. But my point is, if you guys don't know about Clubhouse, learn about Clubhouse, because I think in the social media space, that's going to be the next thing. And this could actually bode well for Twitter. So look into it. Get back to me on that one.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check it out.
But yeah, Clubhouse is the next big thing.
Somebody said Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Oh, it's Arm Trader. All right, so we got about 8 minutes before the close. Again, if you guys are joining us for the first time, or you're just joining us, we're going to be hanging out with you guys through the end of earnings, just kind of give our reactions on Peloton, Pinterest, and Snap. IPOF still hanging out at $16.
Nice. That's awesome.
$15.95. No idea what happened because Clover just went in the exact opposite direction.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's all right. I'll add to it even more. Comes down to the $11. I think it's $11.50.
I have an order in for $11.50. I've had it in since this morning.
Bruh, I'll be scooping it up.
In Elon we invest. I like that one.
I like that too.
Somebody was asking me, let's pull up Fiverr. I want to mention Fiverr.
Yes.
Can anybody tell me, I'm calling on you guys, is there anything, did news come out with Fiverr? Because that sucker shot up in a matter of minutes. But that's been on the list. We thought it was at low levels. I wish I remember who brought it to the table.
I'm looking at the news, and it just says Fiverr gains said to be attributed to Motley Fool recommendation, which Motley Fool's been had a boner for Fiverr for the last 8 months.
Okay.
I subscribe to their email list just so I'm on the up and up if I see something go crazy. They did this with Lemonade a couple months ago, or maybe last month. Yeah, it looks as if it was just Motley Fool influenced pretty heavily on that.
And I also don't want to forget Rob B. Shout out for the donation, just for that acting display, Fat Man. Plus, I've doubled my gains this month. Good job, bro.
Listen, man, it was Golden Globe worthy. You're welcome.
Off the cuff, baby. Give me 25 minutes with that video, with just the clip, and I'll be able to recite it. I'll be able to do it. It'll be on my IG. I still got to do the
Fiverr's
the
a 10 bagger from here? No way.
I still got to do the Jack Nicholson Few Good Men monologue on my IG.
Yeah.
Damn. What I don't. Yeah. PW Coaching sold it 2 days ago. Listen.
That happens, man. Been there.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Speaking of selling out too early, I did sell a pen. Full disclosure, I have no pen left. But I said I was going to do this potentially on Sunday, Stockwatch Sunday. If you guys watch Stockwatch Sunday, I've been in Penn National since $69 a share. Well, that was my average price. I actually started buying earlier than that. But my average price was $69 a share. I sold it for 60% plus gains. Really happy with it. The reason I sold after today was because I think that we could potentially see a little bit of a pullback after the Super Bowl. So if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it keeps running, so be it. I'll be cheering you guys on still. I'm looking for a pullback regardless, trying to see if I can find a pullback. I think that we'll probably end up seeing one at the low 100s, and that'll be my opportunity to get back in. But either way, 60% plus, I mean, I'm not mad at it.
Why didn't you just hold on to a couple shares? I think you screwed up twice on this.
Yeah. What?
Let me tell you why. Yeah, I'm going to tell you why. You talked to me, I think, at the end of last week or beginning of this week, and you were like, I really want to add. I just can't add because my average price is $69. True or false?
It's true.
Because it was $69, you did not add. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
If it was 68, you would have had far more shares and made more money. I'm spitting all over the place. And so
COVID.
That's the first time.
COVID all over the place.
You didn't leave any shares. So it just wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be. But I still made a bunch of money on it. I'm not mad at it.
I mean, you should have held on to a couple.
Yeah.
Take your own advice. So
I'll be back.
Personally, I'm interested in getting your thoughts on Rocket.
Yeah.
Because I'm looking at it at the 4 hour, and there's a lot of red, but it's also had a great move.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
I added to it today.
What'd you get or what'd you add at?
I added at 21.90, and then I added again at 21.70.
This just looks like a really good spot right here to add.
Yeah, they have earnings coming up at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And look at this chart, folks. This is a daily. I mean, after it had its little squeeze up from all of the GameStop, Wall Street bets drama, it had this move up and then, got forced right back down. This is still no idea why it deserves to be down here. And I don't think there's any rhyme or reason as to why it's down here. So, and I've said this before, one day we're just going to wake up and it's going to be like off. So still just adding to it as it makes sense. Now $21 seems to be the absolute bottom after its recent run up. So still looking to accumulate this thing. The chart looks actually halfway decent.
What's
pre-market action on this thing? It gets a little wild.
What's that support exactly? Is that 2093?
Yep.
All right, I'm putting in an order for 20. So I trimmed off some on that run up. I trimmed 20% of my position. So I was in full position size. I trimmed about a quarter of it.
Yeah.
I'm getting back to full position size. And I'm doing it at $21.
Yeah, some people are bringing up the Super Bowl too. So if you guys don't know, Rocket is actually sponsoring the Super Bowl, or at least part of it. So they're going to be all over the place for the Super Bowl this weekend. So just more eyeballs for it. Still feel really good about it. It's green today.
Yeah, and clarification, I'm doing this for my long-term account. So for our public long-term account for Own the Chaos.
Yeah. Vinay, I'm not sure I see Head and Shoulders on the daily chart here. Not sure I see that, but yeah, obviously a lot of selling here, but again, there's no reason for me to be bearish on this. All the analysts that are saying that to be bearish on it makes absolutely zero sense. Don says he's 2 hours out. Yeah, so if you guys know Don Fran from the Don Fran Show, he's coming to visit the studio. He's going to be here in about 2 hours. His crazy ass drove all the way from Kansas City out here to Baltimore. He's going back in 36 hours. But we can't wait to see it. I'm sure we'll be doing some stuff with Don, so be on the lookout for that. Can't wait to see you, man.
At the very least, we're going to be whooping his ass at golf, that's for sure. He's bringing a friend. There's nothing I enjoy better than kicking Don's ass at golf, and I'm sure he's in the car with his boy listening. Nick, we're going to kick your ass too, Nick. Bring it. Don, actually, yeah, I'm going to say it. He called me, told me a story. He tried to get a warm-up round with some friends of his, and he got at Topgolf, and he got whooped there too. So things aren't looking too good for him, unless that was his strategy. So I'd let my guard down.
Might have been. We got 420 people hanging in here live. So thanks for being a part, letting us be a part of your afternoon. Got 100 likes. If we could get those up, we certainly would appreciate that as well. Thanks, guys, for hanging out. We appreciate you. We have 0 new members though for the Chaos Crew. So I guess we probably should just plug that at this point.
Yep, go ahead.
So if you guys are interested in a daily watch list from us, as well as private live streams and access to our Discord channel, then consider joining the crew. Hit the join button next to subscribe, or the link is in the description if you can't see it there. It does all kinds of things. It helps you, You get to our daily watch list, and all of our Chaos Crew folks can attest to how awesome the watch list is. We give you all kinds of information on things that we think are moving every single day before the market opens, and all kinds of other goodies too. You can get access to our public portfolios via Webull. The Webull account, my specific Webull account, is up 100% since inception in September, and it's up almost 40% just for the month, just for the year, which is pretty awesome. So if you guys want to be a part of that, again, hit the join button next to subscribe, or link is in the description. We'd love to have you as a part of the crew.
I like that. All right, so I'm going to head to Twitter. What are we keeping our eye on first?
I like that. Eric Graff says, if you're interested in making money, hit join. I like it. What were you saying?
Where do you want to start at? You want to start at Peloton?
Yeah, so markets are officially closed. Let's go ahead and check out Peloton and see where we're at.
Peloton?
It's up just 0.1% after hours.
Bro, we need this thing to go off. If this thing goes off. Very good chance it won't. But if it does.
Yeah.
Ooh.
If it goes off, it's blasting right through all-time highs. Pinterest also has earnings after hours. Right now, it's just chilling. Snapchat as well. Everything's just up slightly after hours. Nothing too crazy just yet. Don't see anything popping off here.
Let's get that 170 tomorrow.
Oh, that would be sick.
All right, I'll check.
Snapchat getting a move on here.
All right.
It's up 1%.
All right. All right, I like that.
Don, I got you. Actually, I mean, that would be cool if you picked one up.
What's that?
Another camera. I got all the equipment. It'd be cool if you got one.
Yeah. A TV and a camera donation as our studio warming gifts.
I'll spot you. I'll spot you.
No, it's a studio warming gift. Just kidding. No.
An M50, Canon M50.
Pinterest.
Pinterest is up 2% after hours.
Okay.
Boner candle.
Just go.
Holy shit! This thing's rolling right now. It's up.
Break that.
2.5%.
Take that. Who's that?
It's about ready to break pre-market highs. There it is. It's up over pre-market highs now.
Let's roll.
$80 on the way for Pinterest.
Let's get that 80.50.
Yeah, $80 will be the all-time high for Pinterest. $79.99, I think, was the all-time high.
Oh, is that the top there? Okay.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
$79.99 was after hours. So, yep. If it gets up over that, it should continue to rock it. Any numbers yet?
No.
Peloton tanked 5% so far.
Seriously?
Yep.
Hot damn.
It's kind of what I expected. Gave away all of today's gains just now.
Watch the bounce.
Yep.
Nothing yet on Peloton?
We got anything on Snap yet? Or Pinterest?
Nope.
Pinterest is making its way. $77.90 right now. About 9 cents to go.
Where's Vinay?
We should do it live during our... Yeah, Vinay, where are you at when we need you? Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah.
Peloton's really down?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. It's still green for the day, but I got you.
It's down after hours. It gave up all of its gains today so far. Trifolium. Yeah, we said the same thing. With it running up like this, leading in the earnings, they would have had to really had done some crazy things for it to continue to run up. So this is actually what I was looking for as well. I was looking for a move down, potentially. I felt more than likely that was going to be something that ended up happening with this one. Funny Pranks Go Wrong says, watch it go green. It could potentially go green depending on, what we see out of it with Outlook or what have you. Maybe their conference call leads us into something. We'll see.
I'm gonna put in an order for 145 if it bounced
on Peloton.
Yeah.
Okay.
I trust that they're gonna have a great earnings, so I'm hoping it's just there'll be a bounce situation. All right. So, getting back to Twitter, let me see what we got here.
Pinterest pulling back here a little bit. Snapchat's still just up slightly. I don't think we have official word on Snapchat just yet.
All right, we got Peloton.
Pinterest. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Pinterest is going up. It's up 8% right now. It's $85 a share.
All right, hold on.
Holy shit. It's still going. 10%.
All right, well,
Pinterest is up 10%.
let me give you the numbers we do have because Pinterest doesn't have it out, but Peloton's numbers are out.
Okay.
Peloton beat 9 cents estimates, 18 cents. Was that the number I had?
I don't know. I know I had 27.
18 cents a share. Sales beat 1.06 billion versus 1.03 billion. Cool. We'll wait to hear what else we get from them.
What do you got, Vinay, on Pinterest? This thing is going to hell off. Up 11%, $86.75. $87 now on Pinterest.
I think we have the numbers here.
Oh my God, look at this thing.
So Q4 revenue grew 76% year over year to $706 million. 2020 revenue 48% year over year to 1.7 billion. Monthly active users grew 37%. I'm trying to see the actual earnings per share revenue comparison. Okay, here we go. All right. Man, they beat on everything.
I would think so.
So here's the commentary and guidance. So quarter one revenue to grow in the low 70% range year over year.
Wow.
It's monster. Yeah, they just have monster growth. EBITDA growth or EBITDA margin, which is a huge P&L metric, 42% versus 19% year before. That's a monster, people. Earnings per share, the estimates were 33 cents. They came in at the high end of the range. It came in at 43 cents. And then revenue, 706 million. 645 million was the estimate.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow. So up to 88.24 right now. After hours is Pinterest. That's about 11.5%. Unbelievable. Snapchat is also up 5%.
Ooh, there we go.
After hours, 61.50 is the high after hours here. Wow. So huge moves out of Snapchat and Pinterest right now. I wonder if Facebook is moving as well. A little
Still
bit.
nothing on Snap.
A little bit. Still nothing on Snap.
No, let me see if there's any more information.
Yeah, look, Twitter's moving up. Look at Twitter after hours. Twitter after hours is up 2.5%. Twitter has yet to have reported earnings, right? I think they're next week.
Correct.
So this is why Twitter is moving as well.
I got some more numbers on Peloton.
What you got?
Connected fitness subs. 1.6 million paid subs is a huge number.
Shit.
They just, was it 2 quarters ago they broke 1 million, or this past quarter they broke 1 million?
This past quarter, I want to say?
Yeah, I think it was 1 million this past quarter, so that's gigantic. Q2 revenue's up over 128%. Connected fitness subscription workouts grew 303%, and the churn rate, 0.76%. Yeah, I mean, these numbers are really good.
Don't look now, but Peloton's coming back. Might go green here.
Hell yeah. Stick it to the man. Did Elon tweet? Yo, I'm telling you guys, these numbers are good. I don't care what you say.
Yeah, I don't know what the expectation was here, why it's selling off. For those of you who are wondering why Twitter's up after hours, that's because between Facebook, Pinterest, and Snapchat, these are all in the same industry, in the same sector. So the theory is that Twitter's moving up because people are expecting that Twitter's going to have monster earnings as well, because if it's following the trend with all the other social media platforms, that Twitter should do well too. So they're trying to get in before those earnings. So that's why that's moving as well. It's just a response to what Pinterest and what Snapchat is doing. Snapchat is now down 7% after hours.
While we're doing that,
Activision with a big beat as well. I said that was going to be a buy on Stockwatch Sunday. Hopefully some of you guys got into that too.
Yeah, I said 16 cents for Peloton. I just missed that.
Oh,
Snapchat. So 7 cents earnings. We said 8. I said 8 cents. Brad said 10 cents. See if we
we're the worst at predicting earnings. I don't know if we ever promised that we were the best, but I'd be
How are we the worst?
I don't know.
Oh, are they talking about the movement or are they talking about because our predictions are pretty damn close.
Our predictions are spot on.
Yeah.
But what we lack in, I don't want to say what we lack in. You can't predict what exactly the stock's going to do.
What are you talking about? You said it was going to go down.
Yeah, I know.
We said Snap was going to go down.
Yeah, no. I meant like just.
No, somebody made a comment.
50-50. Yeah.
I categorically disagree.
We are far better than analysts.
You're not paying attention,
estimates.
people.
Yeah.
Snapchat still nothing.
It's tanking.
Oh, here we go.
It's down 14%.
They missed. Bad at predicting earnings.
Say what now?
Snapchat missed.
Okay.
So it looks like they reported. I don't know.
I see a lot of rest in peace posts on Twitter about Snapchat.
2 cents. They say beat. Does it beat by 2 cents? Because they couldn't beat if it was 2%. Okay. Earnings per share. They did beat. Okay. So 9 cents right between both our numbers.
Yeah.
7 cents estimate. Revenue 0.91 billion. So 910 million versus 850 million estimates.
I bet you their active users are down.
Yeah. Like we said, I bet they didn't really, they brought a lot to the table last time.
Yeah.
What were they bringing this time? You should still feel good about this. Just wait for it to settle down.
Yep. That's kind of what I thought about Snapchat and Peloton both. Yeah. What the hell is that guy talking about? We accurately predicted everything. Right down to the reactions, which is really hard to do.
This must be a Hindenburg employee.
It for sure is a Hindenburg. Whoever that was. I just read stuff. I don't even read their names.
I mean, I don't mind getting called out on stuff, but you got to back it up with something.
Oh, of course, it's something generic like AB. It's just a screen name. AB is a Hindenburg. Ford also had earnings after hours. Yes, I see a lot of people talking about Ford.
I bet that thing.
Let's see here. It is up slightly after hours. It's up 1.5%. Not too shabby. Hinden troll.
They beat. It looks like Ford beat. No, nothing yet. Okay. Yeah, they beat. I'm just trying to get the exact numbers here.
Yeah, it's spiked up to 1185. You know, this almost got to our list yesterday. If you guys caught yesterday's video, almost caught our list of stocks to buy under $20. Still like this one.
I mean, they beat. They projected a loss of 7 cents.
Yeah.
They came in at 34 cents.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and their revenue's up as well, 36 billion versus 33.9 billion.
Wow.
All that looks good. Guidance projected not too much here. The topic of conversation in the industry is semiconductors shortage, so apparently they're talking about that right now.
Oh. I want to see what their EV sales are. If they talked about anything like that.
Good point. Yeah.
AB. AB ended up responding and says, love you guys. See, we call them out and they're like, just kidding. I love you anyway.
They're just trying to get us to acknowledge them. We really got to stop feeding the trolls.
I take the bait every goddamn time.
Europe, profitable for Ford. China, EBITDA loss. Is it EBITDA or EBITDA? EBITDA. Loss of 66 million. I don't know what that is comparatively, but
yeah,
that's the only potential flag. Other than that, looks pretty good for old Ford, old Grandpa Ford.
Yeah, so just checking back in with some of the other ones. Peloton actually working its way back down. Snapchat trying to come back after its crazy 14% drop right after hours. And Pinterest is still up 10% with highs of 88.24. So pretty awesome Thursday afternoon earnings in the dead middle of earnings season here. This is awesome.
CNBC just put out an article. It's Ford ups investment in electric and autonomous vehicles to $29 billion through 2025. Let me see if I can get some.
Yeah, they're only about 10 years too late.
Let me see if I can get some context. I don't know what it was before. Nothing. Sorry.
Jason Toscano, I'm holding Snapchat. Bruh, you're young enough. You can just hold on to that as long as you need to.
Yeah.
It'll be back, bro.
Yeah. I don't really have too much other than that.
All right.
I have a question for you, though.
What's up?
I asked for a prediction. Peloton.
Yeah.
Looks like, let me get, what did Peloton open today at? Was it 147?
It opened today
At 148.50, more or less.
147. Yeah, I thought 147.30.
Okay, so let's say 148.
Okay.
Does Peloton open up above or below 148 when the bell rings tomorrow?
Above.
Okay.
I think it opens above.
All right.
For all of the things that you said.
I hope so.
Those fundamentals, those earnings are ridiculous. So I think it's safe to say that we remain bullish on Peloton. If by some chance, you look on the daily watch list, if by some chance this isn't green tomorrow, look for this at 145, 140. Those would be screaming buys in our opinion. No reason to think that this doesn't stay bullish. But like we said, we kind of expected this profit taking to happen. So no surprises here with Peloton. Those numbers were incredible. And the thing of it is, the fact that they keep growing and building that recurring revenue is insane. This isn't like a typical, we're just going to sell you. Remember Grandma's Nordic Track back in the day? The whole ski thing?
Yeah, I do.
Though that is a clothing rack. But the thing of it is what Peloton's been able to do is just create that community and that recurring revenue. Instead of just creating one piece of equipment, selling it to somebody and being done with them, they now get to basically, make more money off of that individual. There is a term for this, and it left my brain.
Where?
Being able to lifetime value. The lifetime value of one customer is going to be so much bigger than your typical exercise equipment company has been in the past.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
Absolutely. It's oof. I say 60 seconds until somebody hates on Peloton and tells us how Peloton will be somebody's clothes rack.
Yeah,
and that's all it is.
like haven't heard that before.
Yeah. Come on, green. It'll be above 150 before tomorrow opens. That's all I got to say about that.
Bold predictions from Fat Man Zoom. We did talk about Clover Health at the beginning of the show. So if you guys want to go back and watch that, you can. But we gave our insights and thoughts and perspective on Clover. We're both back into it. We bought it. You want to make it a group buy? You make it a group buy, Sean.
Well, speaking of our group buy, had a good day, I think. It's been doing really well, yeah. 5%, up 5%.
I knew Big Felix was going to come in. Thanks for not disappointing, bro.
Big Felix. I bet Big Felix. I actually won't say that.
CrossFitter.
I won't say that.
100% CrossFitter.
Dude, look at MGM on the chart for our group buy.
Oh.
Dude, I don't know. I think it might.
So if you guys don't know this, it broke over. This is starting to break out here.
I think it might be on.
Yep. Here we go. So guys, if you guys, again, if you needed another reason to join the Chaos Crew and hit that join button, this was a group buy within our Chaos Crew. We bought into MGM and observed this channel that it was in and said that if it broke out of this channel, it should be game on. We should see some fireworks out of this thing. And boom, if it didn't move up over that resistance, it is looking sweet.
What's that peak over there before COVID? What's that high?
34.64. So we get up over 34.64. Should be some real fireworks after that. That'll be the next resistance for it, probably.
Do you think this is a watch list candidate for tomorrow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. And it's green. It's green after hours too.
Hell yeah, boy. Shout out to everybody in MGM. Raise your hand if you're in MGM. Community buy.
I did sell MGM.
Raise your hand.
I sold it. I'll admit it. I step up to the plate and say I sold it. But Fat Man Zoom's still in it, so it still counts.
Man of the people.
MGM won't drop after Sunday, Claudia asks. Some of that could be related to sports betting, but I think that MGM's more of a reopening play than anything.
Yeah,
so they have their hand in sports betting and online betting and that sort of thing. But MGM's really going to thrive once things start to reopen. It's not quite the same as Penn National or DraftKings or something like that.
Speaking of, what are we doing about the Super Bowl? Because we're not going live at 7:30. The Super Bowl's at 6:30. For Stock Watch Sunday, what are we going to do?
We could go live and just
have the shortest... have it at halftime?
I've never... I mean, I've always gone live during the Super Bowl.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow, you might be solo, bro.
Committed to the chaos.
If the Ravens were in the Super Bowl, you'd still go live?
No.
Okay.
I would not. I did not care about the Chiefs last week.
Let's talk about the fact that this is projected to be the largest handle ever in history for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
$500 million.
That's crazy.
$500 million is their estimates, which hopefully it's over that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so. And every year after this, they're going to break the record. They should typically break the record just because of all the states opening up.
Yeah.
So every year subsequently should be a record.
Halftime quickie stream?
Yeah, I think we need to do the fastest 15 minutes in the game. Fastest 15 minutes on YouTube.
All right.
Top 5, peace.
Rajiv, thanks for the donation. Appreciate it. 20 Korean dollars.
Okay.
Singapore dollars.
All right.
Whatever that is. I think it's Singapore dollars, right?
SPG?
SGD.
SGD, yeah. SPG is the hotel program, the hotel rewards.
Yeah, we'll figure it out Sunday. I don't know. What are you thinking?
We might got to go earlier. Got Super Bowl parties to attend.
Parties? You got more than one?
No, I don't. But I'm just saying, I Super Bowl. I like to be in the Super Bowl, only watching the Super Bowl.
All right, so 6:30 at what time is the game?
We'll figure it out. 6:30. Well, 6:30. Maybe the coverage starts at 6:30. I hope the coverage starts at 6:30 because I thought. Here, let me pull it up really quick. Super Bowl start time. It says 6:30, but do you think that's kickoff time?
Yes.
Let me do kickoff time. It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what are you thinking? 5:30?
Yeah.
5:30 Eastern time, Stockwatch Sunday.
Let's do it.
Making an exception.
I mean, I will do it at halftime as fast as we possibly can, but we'll also miss the commercials. We'll
the
do a
halftime
poll.
show. The halftime show is the weekend too.
We'll do a poll. Guys, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You'll be notified. We'll schedule it early so you'll know what time. Most likely 5:30 it'll be, but we'll go ahead and do a poll.
Yep.
You can do it on Twitter. We can do it in Discord.
Yeah.
We'll ask the people what they want. We'll do it also on the community. We'll do a community post for all our subscribers.
That works for me.
And we'll just let the people decide. We'll do like 5:30, 7:30, and who knows, maybe Saturday.
Yep, that's all right, guys. That's going to do it for us. Thanks so much for hanging out. If you could hit the like button on your way out the door, we certainly would appreciate it. And again, make sure if you want to be a part of the Chaos Crew, hitting the join button next to subscribe. That's going to do it for us. Fat Man Zoom, anything else for you?
Ain't nothing he can teach me about how to love my kids. Thanks, Uncle Phil. Bye.
See you guys.